Hey everyone, welcome back to Hills and Hollers Homestead. It's Mike here, and I have been really throwing the corn here before over the last 3 days, and I just do it when I come out here to feed the pigs, and they're really making just a big impact already. And I don't know if you can tell on the camera from previous videos, but just the impact that they've had in 48 hours in here is just amazing. And I'm continuing to throw corn in here in the evenings before I feed them, and there's a lot of good disturbance in here. I even came down a little lower down in through here to get them in these areas here, just to kind of get this whole area opened up, and then we can just start working our way back that way to get them more into the heavier brush. All right, so I think what I'm going to do when I reseed all of this, start my reseeding, I'm going to look to get some field peas or some Austrian winter peas to kind of sow in here to get those growing in, because evidently there is a very difficult time of getting those right now. So the feed mill that I've just started working with to try to get the use of field peas or something like that in lieu of soy for my protein base for my pigs, he said the cheapest he's gotten quoted right now is $1.10 a pound. And you know, while that doesn't sound like a whole lot, when you figure I'm going to order a ton of feed and it's going to take 500 pounds of field peas or Austrian field peas to fill that order, so you're looking at $550 just for the field peas themselves. So by the time he gets the field peas, gets everything else mixed together, and gets it bagged, I'm looking at $886. And while that's only 35 miles away from me, that's a heck of a lot more money than what I want to spend, because the commercial feed that I'm feeding them now, a ton would cost me about 550 bucks. And that's already bagged and just go pick it up and use it as is. But of course it is soy heavy. So he said he's going to wait on one more person to call him back, one more supplier. He said he doesn't have much confidence because $1.10 so far is about the average going price. And evidently there is supply chain issues with that as well. I think most of what I looked up online to look at bulk purchasing for those things, I seen upwards of $200 for a 50-pound bag of no kidding, of and those were the organic ones, but I wasn't specifically looking for organic either. But evidently there is a shortage and or difficulties getting them because of supply chain issues. So we're going to go ahead and I told him, I said, I'll just wait till tomorrow. I said, I'll call you about 11 o'clock if we haven't heard anything, you know, if you haven't heard anything back from another supplier. I said, I'll just go ahead and order a standard swine mix from you guys, which is going to be $498, and that's 35 miles away from me. I actually called the place in Virginia, the feed mill over there, the farm, and they do have a no soy non-GMO pig or swine feed that's I think 15% protein, but it's $865 for a ton of it, and then you're looking at 5.5 hours over and 5.5 hours back with the cost of diesel the way that it is now. So ultimately we'd be about $1,000 in that feed when we're all said and done, versus $500, you know, 35 miles away from me. So unfortunately, the struggles of living in a rural area of the availability of some of the stuff that you want to be able to get. And, you know, he said, you know, it's not something that they really used a lot of because soy kind of just, you know, rules the market. And he said, you know, where we're at, it's hard to get more suppliers or get linked up with other supply chains that would have those more regularly and stuff to be able to get them to supply them and stock them. So yeah, we'll just deal with it. I mean, I got to feed the pigs, and as far as the chickens go, I've got that covered with them because I'm just going to be mixing my own, and I'm going actually tomorrow to pick up the flaxseed and the millet, and then I need to get the freezer, the broken big deep chest freezer that I'm going to use to mix and store my feed in, and then I can get to mixing the feed. So I'll pick up 150 pounds of feed for them while I'm up there getting that until I can get my order filled at the other place and go get it probably this coming Saturday. But again, the struggles of the rural life, but we'll deal with what we get handed. So no joy on the no soy for the pigs, so we'll deal with it. At least they're only getting fed 2 scoops per feeder, and those are 2 feeders, so 4 total scoops once a day. The rest of the time they're foraging, and I wish corn could fulfill all of their dietary needs, because whole corn is less than $11 for a 50-pound bag. But it's just not going to fit the bill. Even though it's added in their feed, it doesn't cover near the vitamins, the minerals, and everything else that they need as well. So in the meantime, I'll keep throwing corn in the brush to encourage more rooting and more clearing and more land disturbance here. And like I said, I'll look for in the spring to really get some of the field peas or the Austrian winter peas or whatever they are, because they're a good forage as well as a good feed base. And hey, if I can throw those in here and get those growing, guess what? I've just eliminated a lot of need. So we will definitely be looking for a good high protein, good all around mix of reseeding for this coming year, once we get into this. And who knows, maybe we'll help offset some of the feed costs next year, but we'll just have to see. And of course, I need to get them in that lower paddock once I get it done, to get that good and disturbed, so I can come in behind them and you know, seed that down there. So it's a work in progress. We'll just keep going slowly as we go and keep learning and reading and researching and figuring things out. And that's just how we're going to do it. So work on the rabbit tractor. I'd say I'm about halfway done with it. I've got the frame done. I just need to, I had to put some glue on an area where a knot fell out. So I filled it full of wood glue, and I got it actually setting just in front of the wood stove down there drying. And as soon as it dries, I can go ahead and finish putting the uprights in, and then get the lid built for it, and then go ahead and start wrapping it with the hardware cloth around the sides, metal on the back in the back quarter of it to give them a little hide to get in. And then I just need to put the roof on it, and that'll just go on the lid. And then hopefully, now we got some really cold weather coming up, but for Christmas, I think the high Christmas day is supposed to be 12. Saturday and Sunday, I think 12 and 11 are the two highs for those days. So, and then after that, it's back in the high 30s and the low 40s and stuff. So we'll just see how it goes. Hey, if I can get them out at least a few days at a time on the grass, I'll put them on the grass, because there's still plenty of grass here for them to forage on. And natural feed is always better for an animal. All right, guys, I'm done. I'm going inside and try to work on that rabbit tractor a little bit more. Get prepared, stay prepared, take care, and God bless.